And thank you so much for your time and for your interest in this presentation today. We're going to talk about security and self-service tools and how we can take everything forward to be a lot more productive, a lot less time consuming, and a lot more user-friendly. So I'll start with a little bit of an intro of myself. I'm Prima. I'm a security engineer. I've worked across various industries over more than a decade now, and I'm here today working as a staff security engineer at Twilio. And there are a few experiences that I can share with y'all that I hope everyone will benefit from. So let's start with talking about security and self-service tooling. As we all know, security is a fast evolving space, and just in the last 5 years, we've gone from what we call ClickOps to self-service and automation. And the pace of that change has been very rapid in a really good way. Um, One of the examples of this phenomenon is in the space of sys audit and file integrity monitoring. So for those who don't know it, sys audit is basically auditing various system calls on various machines and being able to get alerts on it as well as investigate it in real time. And file integrity monitoring is basically monitoring changes or rather unnecessary changes or unexpected changes, anomalous changes that happen on any of your sensitive file paths, directories, or so what have you. So the status quo today is a lot of the security teams usually provide an API to various engineers in the company to write their own sys audit and FIM policies. This usually requires a lot of hand-holding, and it requires a lot of support on demand almost, because engineers might have questions around how to make a certain API call, or where's the documentation about how to do a particular thing that might not be handy. And there's a lot of back and forth involved. The engineers also have to learn an entirely new system that they may not previously be familiar with. So it is still very time consuming. However, it is better than the second alternative that a lot of the companies used to have in the past, where and a lot of companies still do, I believe, where security teams gather data from engineers about what's critical, and then the security engineers write the actual policies. And this process is even longer because there's a lot of time and energy that goes into collecting the data, identifying, how to scope the particular policy, and creating the infrastructure that supports it, and then actually writing the policies as well, and then implementing them and so on. This, again, is a lot slower. This is in the past for a lot of companies, but I know a lot of places that still use this approach as well. So moving forward, what's the future of it? What's the future of these tools, and how can we make things better? The future, I argue, is have a fill in the blanks approach, right? So imagine a world where, in order to create a specific security policy, engineers do not have to think about anything else, do not have to learn a new system or anything like that. All they have to do is fill in the blanks. The fill in the blanks can, look as simple as them providing the name of their team, a good slug that they would like to add to their policy, something unique, hopefully, a target file system. Do we want to monitor hosts or containers, or we want to monitor hosts and containers, for example? And then in the case of sys audit and FIM, what are the file paths that we want to monitor? And what are some of the sub file paths or subdirectories that we might want to exclude potentially? Any emails or Slack channels that they want to receive a notification on when they see an anomalous activity happening in those file paths, and that's it really. Once they provide all of this information, the policy templates and the rules get created automatically in the background, hopefully. And additionally, if they want to provide, say, scoping information for which parts of the infrastructure to apply this particular security policy to, they can do that. And the developers and security engineers can create a channel with which they can allow various engineering teams to specify policy scopes such that a policy applies only to the scoped environment and not to anything else. We can also, with the environment tag, the teams can create policies in the dev directory or the stage directory or the prod directory, or however many environments you have really in those dedicated directories inside a particular repo. And then all they have to do is instantiate that module with a simple pull request, and the policy gets created automatically, as we mentioned earlier. So this particular example is of a tool that uses Terraform in order to create these policies and controls. However, if a particular system or particular vendor's tool that you use does not have a Terraform provider, you can still create a similar product using a simple, Python or Golang or, language of your choice that connects to the API of a particular tool in the background. However, all your developers see is simple prompts or fill in the blanks that they can provide or commit to the particular repo. And then the CI/CD auto deploys that particular policy whenever a new module is added or whenever a new file is added. So, there are many approaches that you can take in order to create this fill in the blanks type of policy creation situation. And in a nutshell, I'd recommend, if you're a security engineers, create templates rather than APIs for self-service wherever possible. This can help make things simple, and this can help your various engineering partners to adopt a security solution a lot faster than they would otherwise. If you're a security vendor, it would be best if you can try to provide a Terraform provider to your customers, because that eliminates them having to create a tool of this sort on their own, and it eliminates the need to build a CI/CD on their own that in turn connects to your APIs. So that helps your security teams move faster. And if you are a developer, focus on simplicity from day zero for fast user adoption, rather than trying to, provide too many things. So yeah, that's the end of my talk. And then in a nutshell, use self-service templates, simple templates, rather than APIs, complex APIs where possible. And please let me know if you have any questions or concerns. And I'm, reachable on Twitter on my handle, or you can reach out to me on LinkedIn, or you can ask a question through this forum, and I'd be more than happy to answer. Thank you so much for your time and for your attention today.